kind of special. It's in the will to Mike, but I really want it out of our house, and I don't want it to be resold. I have three other items that are not in the will that I need to talk about. One is the wall hanging in my office. That has followed me from 1978. It's always either hung on one of my office walls or one of my walls at home. It took me probably 400 hours to make, and I guess I'd kind of like to see it stay in the family.
Latch hook?
Yeah, that latch hook rug.
Sean likes it.
Sean like? That's if nobody objects, we'll give it to Sean. It's one of those three or four things I don't want to see leave the family, and I'm actually happier to see a grandkid get it than a kid. But one of the other things, she wouldn't say this, but I think Pat has done some excellent work in terms of art, and as much as possible, I'd like to see those paintings stay in the family.
I like the ones in the houses if nobody else does. I like because I lived every one of those houses.
Not every one of them.
Not every one. No, the ones that I did live in.
I think I've lived in.
Well, another thing that
Oh, you were in the Tommy.
Another thing that is not in the will is I've taken close to 100,000 pictures. It's kind of strange for me to see all of you taking pictures today. I don't even have a camera with me. Some things have changed in the last few months.
You do drive a Ford. Can I have that?
The what?
You want your Ford.
Well, that was one of the two paintings. I'm not sure what's happened to that painting.
No, the Ford.
Ford, a car.
Well, okay, one of the two paintings I did was it was a 57 Chevrolet.
He's talking about your car.
Oh my! No, I would guess that when we'll be 40 years old when this all happens. So you may not want the Ford, but unless somebody needs it, we'll probably sell it. And in fact, I may so you'll all get part of it. But I don't mind. The one thing I was going to mention is all the pictures I've taken. I have 18,000 feet of home movies and several, probably 100,000 pictures between sides and regular pictures. I'm going to put all those together, and Kathy will get all of them. But I don't, because I don't know how to divide pictures 6 different ways. But the rest of you, I'm sure Kathy's not going to want all those. She may not even be able to go through all of them. But I would think, Kathy, you might want to share those with. Pictures are they're one of them. I mean, it's the best thing I own, but once you're gone, it doesn't have the same deal. I also have some pictures in there that were my dad's, which came to me, and I hope you don't disagree with me on this, but somebody needs to be the recipient, and I'll just put them all in a pile if I have time to do it and give them to Kathy. And she also should get the pictures that she gave us for our 50th anniversary. The other wall pictures, Mark gets the ones that deal with Norman Rockwell, and the others, turnabout's fair play. I mean, I know Sandy gave us some, and some of the rest of you have given us some, but you divide those any way you want to. Now I want to go into if you have questions on this, you can ask me, but the will covers most of these things, but I don't want you to get torn apart because of what comes later. For example, Kathy told Pat and me she wants the clock from the Duncans. She can have that, but that was not mentioned prior to the will being done. So that's something she's asked for. I have no objection to that, but I don't want somebody else saying, well, I want that clock. And I don't want her saying it wasn't in the will, it wasn't there. And that's a fairly valuable piece of item. I don't know of anything else.
Wait for the plane to go over.
Okay.
No, the grandfather clock?
I'm talking a mantle clock. I thought you got one.
It's not on the mantle anymore.
That was mine. Okay. I don't need it.
Kathy wants that. But we're not going to fight about this stuff.
No, we're not.
It's more
Not at
like
all.
just trying to make each other happy.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
not
care.
something.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you have to realize, Dad, your 6 kids all love each other, and we're not going to fight over possessions.
Yeah.
Well, my dad's
Done
5
pretty
kids.
well.
My dad's 5 kids loved each other also, but It's still,
Your dad's 5 kids? Do you have
He-
4 brothers and sisters?
he had
we don't
4
know
brothers.
about?
He had 4
No,
brothers.
your dad.
My
so
dad,
that'd be
His
your-
siblings.
his siblings, okay.
Okay.
Your uncle.
There were 5 of them.
Uncles.
Yeah.
My grandmother, for example, told my dad that he could have her set of silverware, and one of the other daughters-in-law took it, and he never saw any silverware. Anyway, I appreciate Mitch's point, and I would agree with that. However, I want to underscore it also because I've seen too many bad examples. One of the things that there's really 3 other big things. Mark has said that he will keep doing my 10 things to enjoy, but you need to know that I am now riding into the year 2062. When 2062 comes along, Mark will be essentially as old as I am now. I have spent thousands, I mean this is not an exaggeration, I have spent thousands of hours since I retired putting items together for 10 things to enjoy. And I appreciate Mark doing it, but if I die on the 8th of the month, he's not going to have my computer to send it out on the 9th of the month. And for 15 years now, every 10 days, on the 10th, 20th, and 30th of every month, that has gone out to my mailing list, which is now in excess of 1,600 people. I would like to see not only that continued, but I hope all 6 of you will add more names and even more items to it. I get several comments, some of you have seen some of them, but I get several comments from people who really appreciate the work I do on that. I have friends who send me emails, I do a lot of reading, I remember things from my ancient years, and they all go into 10 things to enjoy. So if I die, I would hope that Mally or Kathy or Connie would take over that till Mark can get my computer. And if I need to go over how it's set out, I
Write
can.
your passwords down.
What?
I said, be sure you write your passwords down somewhere.
Yeah.
I
I've got a whole
seriously,
sheet of
nobody knows how-
passwords, but to get on my computer, all you have to do is, I can tell everybody this, all you have to do to get on my computer is put in my birthday, 0311, excuse me, 03
110336.
1103.
You don't even know your own password.
That's right. 11330. 110336. 6 letters, 6 numbers.
That's numbers.
Yeah, it's all numbers. And there's also, if you go to my computer, you'll find one item in Word called passwords. It has a whole
old.
page of passwords. Some
Sure
of-
you want Mark to do this?
Dad, Mom's
yeah,
ready to move on.
Yeah.
I know she's very tired.
I'm really tired, Neil. How much longer are you going to go?
About 5 minutes or 10, but I can
Set a timer, Dad.
40.
You
go.
want-
Go.
Do you
Some
want to go sit inside in that chair in the office? Can you put your feet up?
Okay, I'm okay.
It's cooler.
somebody help her take her to the car.
No.
Turn on the AC.
You're in the car.
She's gonna be waiting in there.
Way too hot.
I'll be there. Rick.
1950s.
Okay.
Car.
Put a timer.
Where do you going, Mom?
No, there's a chair in the office that you can
Go ahead and talk, Dad.
sit in.
You got
put her
5
feet
minutes,
up,
Dad. Keep going.
and it's cooler in the house.
Stand up, wiggle my wrist.
No.
All right, go, Dad. Dad, go.
Right in my.
Well,
Go ahead, Dad.
the other 3 things.
Yes.
What?
Do you have your keys, Papa? I'm gonna go get to your car. ready.
It's unlocked.
No, Mom doesn't want
Well, I'm gonna,
He's gonna turn
I'm
it
gonna
around
turn your
for
car
you, so
around.
Mom-
Oh,
for you,
good.
Because there's so many cars around.
Well, you can wait till we get through here.
No, he's gonna go get the
And
car
get your
turned
AC.
around and ready for Mom.
I'm gonna get your AC pumping
Isaac,
too.
just
Get
chill.
your-
Let him finish.
Okay.
Who's gonna get the air conditioner?
The
working?
timer's going. You're down to 4 minutes now.
Well, I know I've still got 5 because
Well, go.
this apparently isn't very interesting to anybody. So,
No, keep going, Neil. Come on.
We're ready. We want to hear it.
well, I don't know whether I can do it in 5 minutes or not.
Just do the
No,
best
but
you
we're,
can.
we're just trying to be
Just do the best you
cognizant
can.
of what Mom's, in her condition. So.
Well, I covered the 10 things, and I need Kathy and Mally and probably Sandy, but especially Connie. And the thing about it is, when I die, my computer's not going to be in Virginia or Canada, and it has to be there before all these are in the computer. On the on the keepings, that's things that go in my daily thought and prayer journals. It's all in my office. So if you ever want to access those, you can get them. The big keepings are things that are too big for one sheet of paper, and so they've gone in boxes, and they're indexed. I'm still about a third of the garage to do, and I've been working on this for 10 years. If I die tomorrow, you could do it. But as of right now, my net worth is between $600,000 and $700,000. That might surprise you. It surprises me. But with the property appreciating, I've gone up pretty fast. I'm really wealthier right now than I ever have been in my life. But I want to be able to leave each of you 6 kids $100,000. That's what my dad left me. And the balance of it is kind of screwed up from your standpoint. But I want those boxes of 10 keepings put in a lock place, and you can use the other $60,000 to $100,000 for that, and the closing costs on the house, and whatever is, death charges. I have more than $600,000 unless the market cracks, or unless we have some health problem that breaks us up. If we had to go to a nursing home, that's another story. By the way, I'm not eager to die, but when I do, I want to be living the same place I'm living right now. And that I've lived there longer than I've lived anywhere else in my life. That pretty well covers it, but if I have time, I'll finish the garage. If I don't, I really want to put all those boxes in storage sheds, and I don't really want it to be opened until, well, either you run out of money or the grandkids want to open it or something. I'd go for at least 50 years.
What's in there?
Everything. It's all listed, but it's mostly some correspondence, but it's mostly, oh my gosh, it's calendars, it's keepsakes, it's glasses, it's stuff that nobody would want, but I think it becomes a little more valuable each year. But it doesn't get valuable till 10, 20, 30 years from now. And so there'd be enough money in my estate to pay for the storage costs. Okay, Pat, my plan was to have questions, but I don't know that we have time for that.
You okay, Mom?
I'm okay, go ahead and ask him questions if you want. I'm okay, my butt hurts.
I understand.
Up and down. I've been to the bathroom.
Okay.
Now you know what that means.
Anybody have any questions? Or like I say, I didn't write this out, but I did. By the way, Mitch, I'm sorry. I wrote that eulogy for your mom, and I didn't. No scene or none of the ministers or anybody else pointed out that I forgot to put you in there. But when I die, they'll remember who you are. And Ron, I didn't mean to leave you out either. It's just, my memory's good, but it's pretty short. But thanks again for everything. I don't know. I mean, this is a little hard for us to get 22 people together, and it was 6 years ago that we did it last time. 6 years from now, who knows? One thing I mean to mention. I think you all know this, but less than 2 months ago, your mom came very close to death, and I'm not sure anybody quite realizes how close it was. But if it hadn't been for a great surgeon and 3 units of blood, she would not have lived. I think in some ways she's doing better than I am right now, but she still has another surgery coming up in a few weeks.
And what does the doctor say for you with your dialysis?
Oh, the dialysis is, well, yeah, you may want to hear this. I don't like to say this, but before I went into dialysis, I asked that kidney doctor, I said, "Doctor, what do people my age usually expect to live when they go into dialysis?" He said, "I'd say 5 years." And that's been 2.5 years ago now. I asked my personal physician about that. He said, "Yeah, that's probably right." But I plan to be, hope to be, and with God will, I will be an outlier. There are people in dialysis older than me that have been there for 15, 20 years. So it's not a killer, but you do get a lot of punches in your arm, and it changes your blood flow a little bit and so forth. But my numbers right now they always have been. My blood pressure, my blood sugar, my weight, all the numbers that they take every month, they're all good. They're all good. If I could walk well, probably need to hear a little better, but those are really the only 2 things that are that I'm personally concerned about. Your mom's eyesight is kind of like my hearing. It's maybe beyond repair, but we're both getting all the help we can get. But when I can sit in that car seat and I drive probably as well or maybe better than most everybody at the table. I can also sit in that office chair that you gave me, Kathy, and I feel perfectly comfortable. But when I stand up, if I walk, I have not walked to my mailbox for over a year. And when I unload groceries, I have to sit down 2 or 3 times between the, before I get them unloaded. So walking is I don't know how to explain it, but it's just there. Well, thanks for listening. I know this is kind of long, but I hope you understand.
Thank
You say you know.
No, I said not at all. Not at all.
Well, I thought you said I know.
Not at all.
Well, you're all very special, and if I left anybody out, it's the grandkids, and my gosh, I'm impressed with the way they're coming along.
Even that one down there with the fruit basket on its head?
Well, no, I'm impressed with all of them. Still in the family with 2 great sets of twins.
Yep.
We also have 3 Neils in the family.
Well, we got a birthday cake.
Oh my goodness, that's right. I imagine I better take your mom home.